What's up, guys? It's Mike, the Smokin Monkey. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. If you're new around here, then thank you for joining us today. And we're back in the Jeep. And I know that the next video I was gonna make was supposed to be of me going and fixing the front end up, but unfortunately some things came up and I had some more important things to attend to on the weekend, so I wasn't able to do that. But not a big deal. I'm sure if any of you guys have ever had a project car or a project or anything, you'll know things come up, things change, and they don't always go according to plan. So I'm not too worried because I'm still gonna go fix it this weekend and I will get that video out for you guys. But I didn't want to leave you hanging all week, so I've got another one for you guys today because I've been walking around the Jeep and thinking, what else can I do in the meantime at home before I go out and fix the front end up so I can actually get this thing on the road and do some driving videos for you guys. But the first thing that I was thinking of is the hinges. So let's jump outside and let's take a look right now. So as you guys can see, the hinges are a little bit worse for wear. They're rusting a bit. Somebody didn't even line this one up properly when they were putting it back. And I have a feeling that there's no bushings inside of the bottom of the hinges because the door sits a little bit funny, as you guys can see. Not supposed to be doing that, but not a big deal. And sorry about the audio, guys. I'm in an underground parking lot because it is nighttime and it is freezing outside. Unfortunately, this is what I have to deal with, but we're gonna have to make do. So back to the hinges. I can get the bushings for about $20 for all four, so 2 per side, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. I can throw those in quite simply and it'll fix that problem. But I don't want to just fix that. I want to fix the rust as well. So I started playing around with the bolts, and as you guys can see, they are pretty bad. And this one is starting to round on me. I wasn't able to actually get it out. And same thing on the other side. If you guys come and look over here, this one is starting to go round on me as well. And these two are good. This one is a pain in the ass. These two I also tried and they are also good. So I think the first thing we should do today is take these mirrors off and see if I can play with the bolts on the top. And then worst case, I have a bolt extractor. We can remove this guy. So let's start taking off the mirrors. So here we have the mirror, and somebody mentioned that these are the stock mirrors. These are definitely not the stock mirrors. Stock mirrors don't have this LED or crappy light thing, and they definitely don't have this wire that connected to here, because how else am I gonna take the doors off? So these were not the stock mirrors. But let's see over here. I believe that these will come out nice and easy because they are super clean. They've been protected by this little rubber gasket you guys can see here, and it looks like it's done a great job. So to be honest, I'm not even going to try those because I know they're going to come out. I just don't want to move the paint because they don't look like they've ever been removed. So let's leave those in for now and let's move on to the other side. So now onto this side, you guys can see that beautiful design feature here where you have this wire connecting to this little hole over here, and I can almost guarantee you this is not from factory. So let's rip this one off and see what we find behind this guy. And it looks like we got lucky on this one too. This little rubber grommet is still intact, so all the bolts are clean. Now, we're not talking about these 3 holes here, but these are nice and clean. You can see that the paint is intact still, just flaked off there a little bit, but I don't think they've ever been out. And I believe that this side will also come out. The only problem is this guy is rounded. So only thing left to do now is replace both mirrors. Let's go and take the panel off, and let's see if I can grab that guy with a vice grip. Let's see if I can grab that guy with a vice grip, and if not, I'm gonna have to drill it and extract it, which is a pain in the ass, but it can be done. So let's go rip the door panel. Off, and let's see what we got inside. And my plan for the hinges is not to actually replace these guys with new ones, because those aren't as good quality and the fit isn't always great. As well, the pins don't always line up properly, because I'm not going to be replacing this hinge. This is the main one that connects your windshield and your door. So this is the lower part of your top door hinge, and I'm not going to be replacing this. So if I get an aftermarket one here, it doesn't always line up properly with this one on the inside diameters. So I plan on taking these all off and sanding them down, painting them. That way I get a better fit and finish. I have the original quality, and it should last me that much longer. So now let's rip the door panel off and let's see what we got inside. Alright guys, sorry, I had to cut for a second there because this guy was not coming off as it does on every other car. There is a little clip in the back here. If you guys can see that little guy right there, he fits on in those two little grooves right in there on either side, and that is what keeps your window handle or window roller on. Now, once you've removed the panel, I gotta check inside. And I can see the bolt here. Now, let's see if I can grab it with my vice grips and move it whatsoever. Like spinning for me. So guys, after fucking around for about 20 minutes, it's not moving. Let me show you guys exactly what I'm trying to do here. So there's the inner door hinge, and that bolt closest to us right now, that's the one I'm trying to get. But unfortunately, I've been either grabbing the nut or just spinning right off of the bolt. As you guys can see, there's a little bit of stripped paint there, but it's no use. It's not coming out. There's tons of rust. As you can see, the rust is kind of all around the hinge. But I think that my best case would be to leave this hinge in and refinish them while they're on the body if I don't want to extract this bolt. Now, extracting the bolt is not a big deal. I can do it, but I'm just thinking if I want to do it. Now, how many more bolts am I going to have to extract? I know that on each side, I'm going to have to do at least this guy. So that brings me to my other plan. Now, let me button this up real quick and I'll tell you exactly what that crazy plan is. And that's that. Now, the only other thing I want to do is I want to take these out next time. The only reason I didn't do them today is because this one isn't as bad. I want to do the one on the other side. That one is getting really sticky, really hard to open. At one point, I was trying to let someone in the car, and they kept telling me it's not open, it's not open, it's locked. And believe me, it was open. They just didn't have the strength to open it. So it does take a little bit of work, takes a little bit of muscle. And that is the next thing that I will be doing for you guys on the channel. But here's my crazy idea. Now, I could take off all these hinges and sand them down and get them to pristine condition like that. But what if I go and I plasti dip the entire body? Now, I would do it in a yellow just so that it matches, it stays the same. That way I don't have to go nuts covering every little bit on the inside, like on all of these pieces. I don't have to go nuts on in here and on the bars and stuff like that, because I wouldn't be painting the roll cage. But I will be taking the roof off to paint the rest of the body and inside this seam here, inside this gap. But I think that that would be a great way to liven this thing back up. It will cover up some of the rust like you see here. And the good thing about that is it will seal it from the air and from the moisture so that it will not create more rust, but it won't have any effect on making it any worse. So it's good to have it there. It's going to make it seal so it doesn't rust on parts like this where they're still bare metal, but parts that are already rusted like down here, it's going to seal it so that it doesn't spread further. And when I do want to address it, I'll be able to peel off the plasti dip quite easily and get to these without having to worry about actually having a huge rust spot underneath. It's just going to be exactly as you see it still. Now, the only reason I'm not going to sand these down is because if I sand it down, I have to prime it and paint it, because plasti dip will not adhere to primer. It will adhere to paint and it will adhere to the rust. But primer, for some reason, it doesn't like. So unless I get a special primer, which I haven't looked into, I think that would be a great option. It will look a little bit more matte than what it looks like now, but for the trails, it will be awesome. It'll get rid of all these little rock chips and all these little imperfections in the fenders and in the hood and in the grill. And I think it'll look great. And when I'm out on the trails and when it gets scratched, it won't be as bad. As well, I'll be doing the roof in a matte black so that the roof starts to look brand new again as well. And I think that would bring out a lot of character out of this Jeep. It would clean up all the rust. It would make it look pretty much up to date, except for the few little things like the weather stripping here, but I'm going to replace that. I think that that's going to be a big upgrade. Only other thing that I'm going to talk about doing is I'm going to fix up the mounts. I'm going to do all of these rusty mounts underneath. I'm going to get new metal, put it in there, but that's something that I'm going to wait until it's a little bit warmer out to do, because that I want to actually go sand down and do properly, and it's a little bit hard when I can't see. And if I'm doing it in here, it's all fun and dandy, but then I have to go and seal it right away. I don't want to be riding around with bare metal. So I'm going to wait till it's warmer out and I can complete everything all at once, and I don't have to do it in steps. And I don't know why I'm still crouching. So that's about it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please stick around and watch me build this thing up, because it's going to be awesome when it's done. I've got some crazy plans for it. I've got some more parts on the way, and you guys don't want to miss it. So once again, thank you for sticking around. Don't forget to leave me a like and a comment. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, peace.